Welcome to the Calculator Podcast. We are going to be using scientific calculators all year long because we're going to be dealing with some numbers that are very large and very small, and those numbers won't fit in your calculator unless you use scientific notation. We've spent some time with scientific notation. You've done scientific notation in some of your math classes, so that shouldn't be a stretch, but you've got this new toy and you need to learn how to use it. Now I've got pictures here of 4 different calculators, and it covers a wide range of the way the manufacturers make their buttons. So if by some chance you couldn't find these on your calculator, please see me as soon as possible in class. So let's look at a number, something like 3.58 times 10 to the 11th, right? Now that number is really that big of a number, right? That number is entirely too large to fit into your calculator. The screen's not big enough, right? This, depending on your model, the calculator holds, I think, about probably 9 to maybe 12 digits, and that number's just too big. What we need to do is be able to put this number right here, or that's the exponent in the calculator. So the button we have to find is the exponent key. Now that exponent key is this button right here on my calculator, and this is the one I recommend, the TI-30X. It's really simple. It does everything you need. On this calculator, it's an EE. On this calculator, which is my Hewlett-Packard one, notice right here, it's this E right there. And I have to hit the blue button and then that second function. On another type, like a Casio, it's down here, EXP. All right? And then on a graphing calculator, usually it's somewhere near this area, and on this one it's a double E. Okay? So what you do is you put your number in the calculator. So if I was going to put 3.58 times 10 to the 11th, I'm going to go, and by the way, have your calculator out and follow along with me. I'm going to hit 3.58, and then I'm not going to mess with this times 10. And that's super important. I cannot tell you how important that is. I have students all year long will go over here, and they'll hit times, and then they'll hit 10, and then they'll try to raise it to a power, all right? Yes, that can work. However, every time you touch your calculator, there's a potential for error. So please use the exponent key. So after I go 3.58, I hit my exponent key. Now, on this calculator, it goes like this, 5, 8, and then there's a space and there's a double zero. And it's just waiting for you to put in the number. And so I would hit 1, 1, right? And then that calculator would say 11. Okay? And so what that is, in the calculator's mind, is this number right up here. 3.58 times 10 to the 11th. All right? Super important that you do not hit times 10 ever. Now, there is one model out there, and I can't remember which one it is offhand, but someone will surely have it, that has a X times, I don't know, like a X key, something like that. And if you have that key, then you're going to hit that key instead of this EE key. But please understand, I cannot stress this enough because I catch people doing it all the time, even though I've been screaming and yelling. Don't hit times and then 10 and raise it to a power. Waste of time. Okay? So what I want you to do right now that you know where the exponent key is, I want you to put 2 numbers in. All right? Oh, actually, you know what I should say? Let's say I put that number in. Let's see. I forgot what that number was, so I'll just do a new one. 3.91 times 10 to the 4th. Okay? Now, in the calculator over here, this one and this graphing calculator, what they will do is they will go 3.91, and then it'll have a little e actually, and then there'll be a 4, okay? And again, it just means 3.91 times 10 to the 4th. Again, I'm not hitting times 10, but that calculator might do that. I think the Casio one will actually go like this, 3.91, and then it'll have it'll make a little bitty times 10 itself. And then you'll put in a 4. Okay? So just be aware of that. So let's try a couple, let's do a little math and see if we can get this figured out. So I got 3.914, and I want you to multiply that by 9.78 times 10 to the 5th. Okay? So do that in your calculator right now and see what you get. When I do that in my calculator, I get 3.824 times 10 to the 10th. All right? Now, I've always done this lesson in class. This is the first year I'm trying this on a podcast. And every year I have to help people. If you're not getting that answer, I'm not there to help you. So you're going to have to jot some notes down as to, why am I not getting this? So you can see me tomorrow or whenever we see each other again to find some answers to these questions. Okay? So hopefully you got that. If you didn't, again, I want you to focus on the exponent key. I don't want you to hit times 10 ever. And just put that number in there and try it again. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Let's divide. So I've got, let's do 9.45 times 10 to the third. And we'll divide that by 2.67 times 10 to the 11th. All right? And your answer is, if you get what I get, 3.5393 times 10 to the minus 8th. Now my calculator, I've told my calculator I want 4 decimal places because I like to round myself. And so I'm usually rounding to 3 significant figures. So I have it tell me 4 decimal places. All your calculators will do that. They will all tell you, or they will all report an answer to whatever number of decimal places you want. You just have to tell them. If you don't know how to do that, you've got your little manual or you can't find how to do that, please see me. I will show you how to do it. Usually it's this button called this spot right here called flow for floating point. Sometimes it's called fix. So you can do all that. All right? So there we have it. Did you get the right answer? I hope you did. Let's try another one because I need to show you a new key. Now I want to take 2 numbers. I've got 1.25 times 10 to the negative 8th. Whoa, negative 8th. How am I going to do that? Well, in your calculator, what you're going to do is, just like what you've been doing before, is you're going to hit 1 point, right, 2, 5, exponent key. You're going to hit the exponent key. And then you're going to find this button right here. Oops, let me give you a different color here. This is a change a sign button. Okay, on my TI it looks like this. On this calculator, it's that plus slash minus. On this calculator over here, it's where are you? Oh, there it is. It's this one right here. And on the graphing calculator, it's this one right here. So you just have to look for it. Depends what model you have. But it's there, I promise you. There's a change sign button. So I hit the 1.25 exponent, and then I hit 8, and I hit negative. Okay, and that'll give you to the negative 8th. I think on some calculators you can hit negative 8, but a lot of times if you hit it first before you hit that exponent, it'll make it a negative 1.25, and that's not what we want. Okay, because as you know, this is a little number. So let's take that number, and let's go ahead and multiply it by 2.98 times 10 to the negative 6th. All right? And when I do that in my calculator, I get 3.7250 times 10 to the negative 14th. All right? Hopefully you got that. Again, if I was there, I could show you what you're hitting if you're not, but just focus on hitting the exponent key and getting right to that answer. Okay? All right, so there's another button. We've got another one I want to show you. Sometimes we have to raise a number to a power. For example, let's say I had 1.27 times 10 to the 4th, and I needed to raise that to the third power, or in other words, I need to cube it. Now, there are some calculators out there that, besides having an x squared button like this, have an x cubed. This one doesn't. So what I need you to do is find this y to the x key right here. That's what it looks like on that one. On this calculator, it's a y to the x up here. On the Casio, let's see, where is it? It's an x to the y. Okay, don't worry about it. And then on this one, graphing calculators, they don't have it. It's this caret key. All right, this little, I don't know, v on the side. Okay, that is a raised to a power. So what we're going to do is simply put in 1.27 exponent key to the fourth, right? And then hit y to the x, and then hit 3, and then hit equals. Now on my calculator I have to hit equals. Some will just do it automatically. When I do that, I get an answer of, let's see, 2.0484 times 10 to the 12th. All right? So there you go. Let's try another one. And again, at any time, like always, pause the video, try this. But here's a number, 8.47 times 10 to the minus fifth. And I want to raise that to the fourth power. Okay? Take a moment, pause the video, try it, see what you get. There's a 4 there. Okay. All right, this is what I get. 5.148 times 10 to the negative 17th. All right. Hopefully you got that. If you didn't, again, don't worry about it. We're going to practice this in class tomorrow, but this is going to give you a nice little head start on this stuff. Okay. Now, I want to show you one more set of buttons that we'll use, and these buttons I use quite a bit, and that's our parentheses. And they're right here. Okay. On that calculator, it looks like that. On my calculator right there, you can see them right there. On this calculator, they do seem to be kind of in the same spot. And then last but not least, on the graphing calculator, they're right there, right? Now, the reason we want to do this, or use these, is because your calculator follows a particular order of function. And the order of function is it's going to multiply and divide first, and then add and subtract. And it's going to do that automatically unless you tell it the order that you want. For example, let's say I had a problem like this, and this is going to be a beast. 5.91 times 8.46, right? And then I want to divide that by 9.11 times 3.2. Now, as you know, you have to multiply the whole top together, multiply the whole bottom together, and then divide that in there, right? Well, if you in your calculator go 5.91 times 8.46 divided by 9.1, it's going to do that right now. And then whatever answer you get, it's going to times it by 3.2. So the way I take care of this is I go ahead and go 5.91 times 8.46, and then I hit the open parentheses, and I put 9.11 times 3.2, and I close the parentheses, and then I hit the equal sign. And when I do that, I get 1.7151. All right? And those keys are really useful because instead of writing, like, for example, you might take these two numbers and write an answer, and then take these two numbers and write an answer, and then re-enter them in your calculator and hit divide. What a waste of time. And as I said before, every time you touch your calculator, you've got potential to make a mistake. So the parentheses allow me to do any function in my calculator, any big problem, all in one step. And so, again, it's just one of those things that makes it a little easier. So I got a big one for you to try. Give this a shot. Pause the video. See if you get the right answer. And because this is a whopper. 2.79 times 10 to the fifth. Okay. I'm going to put a times here, right? Times 3.91 times 10 to the negative fourth divided by 4.68 times 10 to the negative second times 5.42 times 10 to the 8th. All right, do that problem. If you get it, you should be pretty proud of yourself. Pause the video. All right, did you get this? 4.3007 times 10 to the negative 6th. If you did, pat yourself on the back. You did a great job. And that is our little intro to calculators. We will definitely be working on this in class. Make sure you bring your calculator tomorrow. And I'll see you then. Again, if you have buttons that didn't make sense, you can't find certain buttons, I will show you where they are. See you later.